This claim, I don't know, I'm just saying it, it's the only F2M comic in Colorado, I don't know. Fight me on that, I don't know. Welcome to the stage, Alex the Kid! Oh, he's up here.
How are you fuckers doing tonight?
Woo!
My name is Alex the Kid, and I've been getting a hell of a lot of targeted ads on Facebook for boner pills lately. I don't need boner pills, fuckers. I've had the same erection since October as it is. See, when you're a trans boy and like you talk to other trans boys, like they tell you like your sex drive is just gonna go gangbusters, but usually, you know, you have a bit of an ego on you and you think, I do okay. My sex drive's already gangbusters. I had no idea, fuckers. And that's not the only thing. Like, I got menopause, you guys. Menopause. Boy puberty and menopause. Menopause. Hot flashes, guys. So, just basically, more or less, every time you see me, whether it's dead of winter, height of summer, I have the, well, proverbial boner of a 14-year-old boy and like the mental state of like a, I don't know, 65-year-old woman who's just like, Jesus, when did snow go on strike? I see it. Why don't I feel it? I can't wear sweaters anymore, you guys, because I sweat so much that the sweater will freeze solid if I go outside and it's below 32 degrees. Yeah, so frozen sweater, still have a boner. Yeah, still have a boner. Anyway, it's also really confusing for like the women in my life, right? And I know what at least some of you guys are thinking. You're thinking, we know you, Alex the Kid, and we know the types of women that you go for. Seriously, fuck this mic stand. Thank you, Chocolatina. But so, yeah, super confusing for the women in my life. And I know you guys are thinking, like, we know you, Alex the Kid, and we know the types of women you go for. And surely, they are no stranger to hot flashes. To which I would say accurate. However, when I'm with a woman, and then suddenly I just, like, you know, rip my shirt off, and then just fucking throw it at her, she's not gonna know whether I'm in the throes of passion or having a hot flash. And the thing about cougars is, you guys, they tend to have this idea in their head that if anybody's having a hot flash, it's going to be them and not, you know, the boy they brought home because they wanted to feel, you know, smart and come for the first time since before he was born. Cougars, man. Seriously. Alright, so there was this one, right? Like, it's a couple of years back at this point, but she was amazing. She was like this kindergarten teacher, just super hot, just super amazing, like, knew the entire Bowie discography by heart, just hashtag perfect woman. Well, so I carried a torch for her for like a super duper long time, right? And then she finally noticed I existed. I got a message from her saying, hey, I'm coming over. Thing is, that day I also found out that I in fact had crabs. So I had an hour to deal with the whole crab situation. So I'm like madly, you know, asking Rabbi Google, how do I deal with crabs? Like fast. See, I'm not gonna fuck with any of these anti-lice shampoos, right? Because I'm anosmic, I have no sense of smell. So like I can't monitor whether or not like my situation is smelling like a badly treated compost pile, and you know, that's not a gamble I'm willing to take. So I decide that I just need to like shave everything off. That's probably the best route. Thing is, fuckers, I have never owned a razor before. I used to tell people when the world thought I was a girl that was because hashtag feminism. But like, now that I'm like the boy I'm supposed to be, I cannot tell a lie. I just don't like the idea of having a blade that close to my junk. Hashtag not my fetish. So I'm on a bus going to like Walgreens, watching YouTube tutorials on how to shave one's junk without slicing anything important off. I have the wrong kind of junk for that, fuckers. Well, for now at least. Hashtag someday. Someday my dick will come. Anyway. Oh wow, that was an accidental double entendre. I didn't even think of that. I literally just thought of that on the spot. Anyway, I'm watching these videos, and I go to the store, I get the razor, I deal with the situation, right? And in my research, I also managed to find out that apparently crabs really hate heat. So I decide to light a candle and kind of like hold it above my junk, right? Just so the heat can be. And that's when I hear the door open, and she walks in. And she finds me just like on the floor with a candle above my junk, and I'm just expecting her to like walk out of there like any person would do. That's not what she did, fuckers. What she did was she like walked over to me. She blew out my candle, and then she like dripped the wax into her cleavage, and then I was like, hashtag. Anyway, but so yeah, she became my girlfriend, fuckers, for a while. Yeah, she treated me super well, you know. She always called me by my preferred name, which is Kid. And, you know, she used to, you know, pick me up from school sometimes. Usually she'd have, well, if she was happy with me, she'd usually have bags of Swedish fish and lollipops for me. Sometimes a Jughead comic if I'd been really good. But yeah, like, it was great, right? But then I was with a couple of buddies of mine, and we decided to do mushrooms. Because, you know, hashtag bros before hoes, I guess. And then it occurred to me, I had a thought that no one in their 20s should ever have. Hashtag I'm being fucked by a pedophile. So, but you can't just like accuse somebody of that, right? You need to have some sort of proof. So I decide that I'm going to test her, right? So what I do is, well, my first attempt to test her is I just have her watch Kubrick's Lolita with me and see how she reacts to it. That wasn't really a success, though, because, like, a little bit into it, she just got super distracted and all she wanted to do was, you know, fuck. So, yeah, that test didn't quite work. So then I decided, okay, this is a foolproof test. I'm going to have her meet me at a park, right? But I'm going to be late. And I'm just going to, like, see what happens, right? So I have her meet me at this park. I'm like in a shrub, you know, I got my little binoculars, I got my camera, I'm like watching, and there's a group of kids, and then like, she shows up, right? And then I hear this voice behind me that's like, hey you, what are you doing? And that's when I realized that I am a, well, adult sort of, hiding in a shrub with binoculars and a camera trained on a group of children at a playground. So she bailed me out, and then she was like, Alex the Kid, what the actual fuck? Like, what's going on here? And I was like, I just had to make sure you weren't a pedophile. And she goes, what are you talking about? And I'm like, well, you treat me like a for reals kid. And she goes, I treat you like a for reals kid because you act like a fucking idiot. Look at what happened here today. So she walked out, fuckers. She walked out, and that was it. So, you know, I went into, like, you know, breakup mode, which for me means a whole lot of, you know, coconut milk, ice cream, and Roy Orbison. And then, like, at a certain point, I decided I needed to eat something that was real food, you know, nourishment, vegetables. So, like, I go to a store, I decide I'm going to get cucumbers, you know, nourish myself, but also they work as packers, so, you know, hashtag 2 birds, 1 stone, I guess. Feels weird saying that as a vegan. That doesn't matter. Anyway, so I'm at the store, right? And then there's these 2 women in line in front of me, and one of them says to the other, did you hear about that kindergarten class? All of them came down with head lice on the same day? And I was like, hashtag nailed it! So, you may have noticed that I have these scars going on. This one. So So this one here, this is my top surgery scar. My year anniversary of my top surgery was yesterday, actually.
Yay!
So, but yeah, I had to get my top surgery before I could get my like legal name and gender marker changed in the state of New Mexico. So like, I remember like going to the Department of Vital Statistics with my mom, like after that was done, right? And like, so we go there, right? And then the woman, who's like at the Department of Vital Statistics, you know, behind her little glass window with her little microphone, she calls me up and I'm thinking, okay, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna get that magic letter M, and then she says, I am sorry, I cannot change your gender marker from female to male today because you need a letter that states that you have had gender reassignment surgery. And I'm like, hey Gladys, how about shut the fuck up? I don't think they heard you in fucking Denver. Well, maybe you fuckers did, I don't know. But, so we come back again, like a couple days later, and this time, you know, there's Gladys again. This time it's, I am sorry, I cannot change your gender marker from female to male today because your letter states that you have had appropriate clinical treatment for gender change from female to male, and it needs to say that you have had gender reassignment surgery. And I'm like, Jesus, Gladys, we're not in California. This is New Mexico. Are you trying to get me hate crimed in the parking lot here? So then at that point, my mom, she gets super pissed and goes into Mama Bear mode, and she goes, this is my son. This is my son. Do you see this scar? He didn't do this for shits and giggles, Gladys. He did not do this for shits and giggles, Gladys. I do not care if he did not do this for shits and giggles, Gladys. I cannot change your gender marker from female to male today. Can we all just say fuck you, Gladys, on a count of 3? 1, 2, 3.
Fuck you, Gladys.
Fuck you, Gladys. Thank you very much. Fuck you, Gladys. Anyway, so the third time we came back, we had the right letter. It was notarized. It finally happened. It only took, you know, 3 2-hour-long round trips to Santa Fe with my mom, but it happens, and my mom is the shit. So yeah, like I know she's gonna see this. So love you, Mom. Love you, Dad. Happy Father's Day. But yeah, so gender dysphoria. Gender dysphoria can blow me. It can, but I have this little song that I sort of wrote for myself to feel better about my gender dysphoria. I don't have any of my instruments on me now, so I'm just gonna do this a cappella style, right? Oh, I can sleep with all the crazy women in the world because I promise I can't give a baby boy or girl. I was born without a Dixie cup's worth of testosterone because I am a transgender boy with no Y chromosome. I got no baby mamas, but I am still pro-choice. I stab myself with needles to get a manly voice. I really wish I didn't need to wear a tube sock in my jeans to make my situation feel less mean. And public bathrooms cause you fear if you are trans or genderqueer, especially when people stare and jeer. But I can sleep with all the crazy women in the world because I promise I can't give a baby boy or girl. I was born without a Dixie cup's worth of testosterone because I am a transgender boy with no Y chromosome. And with that, I'm gonna say, good night, fuckers.
Yay, Alex! Woo!
Alex the Kid!
Yay!
All right. We got a strip show, and we learned that. I did not know about the trans men and the Cougars. That's good to know. Good to know. All right.